Hello, everyone. I am Founding Father Benjamin Franklin, and welcome to the Step Up America Foundation podcast. Join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we celebrate incredible Americans from all walks of life. You may hear from a NASA astronaut, a professional or amateur athlete, a musician, and of course, current and past military heroes, just to name a few. And who knows, you might even learn a thing or two along the way. Well, that's enough for me. Let me introduce you to our hosts, John McIntosh, Mark Renahan, and Adrian Garcia. Take it away, team!
And welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Step Up America Facebook Live / podcast show. I am your host, John McIntosh, and the voice of Benjamin Franklin happens to be on vacation today, so I am blessed to have none other than Mr. Adrian Garcia, one of our facilitators in the classroom and our engagement coordinator, as my co-host. How are you, sir?
Feeling very blessed to be here, John.
Awesome. And we also have on the line none other than Sergeant Major Johnny Myers. How are you, sir? Shirt on again. Come on now. I hear you.
Yet to be sorted.
I gotcha.
Also, you threw me off because you did our phone guest and then me.
Yeah, well, I know. We're switching it up a little bit. So.
And later he did the system, so I'm...
Well, it's all right. The system.
Lynch, United States Navy retired. Admiral Lynch, how are you, sir?
I am great. Thank you very much. I hope all's well with you guys.
Everything's good here?
Yeah, everything is excellent. Excuse me. There's another call. I don't know who's trying to join our show right now.
Looks
but
like a spam risk
yeah,
to me.
we're not going to allow them to join this incredible conversation. So, Admiral Lynch, welcome back to the show. It's been a little bit. And we're blessed to have you. Yeah, we're blessed to have you back because
always a pleasure.
Yeah, the last time you were on, you shared quite a great deal about your background, military wise, and then how you got involved with New Day USA, along with some other things that we're going to get into today. And it was an awesome conversation. And we're grateful that you're back with us today.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate you saying that. It was a pleasure and it was fun. I enjoyed being on your show before. And anything that we can do to help educate our veteran community out there, we want to do it. And so if that helps, and we've all been part of something bigger than ourselves, which makes it unique, everybody in the veteran community. And so I want to be a part of that as much as I can, and that's why I'm here at New Day. So over to you.
All right. It's always a pleasure to have you here, Admiral Lynch. So for all of our listeners and viewers out there on Facebook, can you give us just a little bit of information of how did you first get involved with New Day USA?
Well, I retired from the Navy 25 years ago, 1 November 1995, and I can't believe it's been 25 years already. But nevertheless, I immediately got involved in public venture capital, private equity business up in Philadelphia, and worked through that, and everything was going fine until my wife died in 2010. And then I was kind of adrift, and I was on some boards and president of the Union League of Philadelphia, when I received a call from Rob Posner, the CEO and founder of New Day USA, a mortgage lending company for veterans, and told me that following the crash, he'd always done Alt-A conventional loans, but when the crash hit in 07, 08, 09, right around in there, he needed to change his business model, and he came up with a fully compliant VA FHA product, first time he'd been in government loans. And after a couple of years, he saw that the veteran community was underserved, and that was really getting some traction on the loans that he was selling. So he decided he wanted some military on the board, and me and I had a mutual friend, and called me and asked me to be on the board. And my initial reaction was no time, no interest, and I know absolutely nothing about mortgage lending.
Right.
And but he's a very persistent young man, and I say young man, he's now 51 years of age, but he had the company for 20 years, so he started at a very young age.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. And I started from scratch, one loan at a time, and one hire at a time. But so anyhow, I came down here to Fulton, Maryland, which is their main headquarters, right between midway between Baltimore and D.C., right up 95. And at that time, we had about 110 people, employees. But they gave me the dog and pony and explained to me what all the things that they were doing for the veterans, and how I'm primarily has always been the bread and butter of the company, which is cash out refi. So, veteran is like every other American. Things happen in our lives, whether it's a divorce, a medical issue, kids come home with kids, taking care of parents, whatever it may be. It's very easy to get behind the eight ball, and then you can't catch up. So, and then they get to a position where they can't get from A to B, and on all those credit payments at 22, 25, 27% interest sometimes. And so they go to their bank, they've got a little equity in their home, and say, hey, I'm going to take some cash out of my home. I've got the equity here. And they say, no, your FICO score is just too low. Your credit rating is too low. We're not going to. So everybody says, no, no, no. But New Day, because of our analytics, because we do fully documented, manually underwrite every loan, and we're not going to give a guy a loan, a veteran a loan, or anybody else a loan unless it's a financial benefit to them. But so we work with them, and if we can possibly give them a loan, we do. And as a result, it's a great business. And at the time, my concern was that, okay, you do this for the veteran or anybody else, but 6 months later, the family still has those credit cards. Are they going to be in worse shape than they are today? Why are we doing this? And at that time, the delinquency rate was 1.9%. When fleet average out there is 5 to 7 to 8%. So it was only 1.9%. So that told me that, yes, they are helping the veteran. They are doing something right. Currently today, our delinquency rate is like 0.75. It's almost nil. But we are helping thousands of veterans. And we say around here, it's a noble purpose. We do not sell loans. We provide financial solutions to men and women who wore that uniform, made the sacrifices that made possible all the freedoms and values that we cherish in America. And now they call us and they need a hand up. Not a handout, but a hand up. And so that first call, that veteran is going to spend 45 minutes on the phone with one of our account executives. And that account executive's job is to help that veteran get that loan if they can. But if they can't, make that veteran a ambassador of New Day. And we tell them how to qualify for the future and take care of this problem or that problem. And they come back and see us in 6 months. We can help them out. And every veteran we treat with dignity, deference, and respect. And I, as the chairman of the company, I'm now executive chair. And so I'm here every day. And I'm working with these young people. The average age is 26. They're all in coats and ties. We're very professional. And I see every complaint. And we get something like 22 to 25,000 calls a month.
Wow.
And I see every complaint. And never do I get, I was lied to or disrespected or treated rudely. And we record every call in and out. So sometimes a veteran, like anybody else, they'll hear what they want to hear, and they'll think that my account executive said this or that, and then I'll listen to the calls and then call up the veteran and say, hey, look, here's what you heard, but I listened to the call. Here's what he actually said, and he didn't mean to. You heard the settlement date's going to be in 30 days. He said it may take 30 days or more, and in your case it was over 45 days, and we couldn't make that date, and I'm sorry, but here's what happened. And oh, you're right. I got a little hot-headed. I got a little upset, but I think you're right. I think we take care of the veteran. We can do it in any way. We give free home appraisals. I mean, we're looking at getting a membership program started where we can any money we make on a veteran for service alone. We want to give that back to the veteran. We're trying to maybe looking to establish a program in the future where not just the veteran, but the veteran's family, his parents, his siblings, his children, see if we can do conventional loans to help them. We're just here to help the veteran, and we are for profit, so we do make money. And but it's we as our company, we've got over 700 now young people with the average age of 26, and they really have a noble heart, and so we really feel that we are doing something worthwhile for the country. And then we have our leadership program on top of that, because we're going to be the #1 mortgage company in America for veterans. We have to grow from the 500 to 700 employees that we have now to 2 or 3 or 4 times that. We promote from within. It's a meritocracy. So we said, where's that leadership coming from? It's for the young men and women we have right here. So we have our own character-driven leadership program. I use Sergeant Major Myers was talking about Jack Tilley, who's a Sergeant Major of the Army. And then we have the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, and the Coast Guard, the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, and the Command Chief from the Air Force. They were all together in the Pentagon in the early 2000s, all graduated about the same, or retired about the same time. And we've hired them to be my assistants with Vice Presidents for Leadership here at New Day. And so the young person comes here, we start them off at $60,000 a year, and
Wow.
we train the heck out of them. Nobody goes to college or learns much about being a mortgage lender, but we have our own university, so they get the best training in the industry. And then following that, we also put in, give them 60 hours of leadership development and ethics training over that first year. So it's almost like boot camp. So they work very, very hard, but we're a generous company, and we pay them very well as well. And so the more they put in, the more they get out. And for those who've been with us for 3 years or more here at New Day, 67% own their own home. That means they've got their student loans paid off. That means
Awesome.
they've got an automobile. Either he or she has a ring, and they have a home. So it's eye-watering, and it's very nice.
So, Admiral Lynch, you stole all my thunder. You didn't let me ask one question, and you answered every question I had.
Well,
for
I know
you.
you.
Yeah.
I knew you had some questions I couldn't answer. So
He just went through the whole gamut right there.
I know. So, Admiral Lynch, we're going to go to a break here in 1 second and thank our partners that have joined us here at the Step Up America Foundation, and New Day USA is obviously one of those, and we're grateful for that because what you guys do is incredible. But when I get back, I'm going to share a little personal story with you, if that's okay, as a veteran that recently went some stuff, and maybe you could walk me through if I wanted to go buy a new home. How about that?
Absolutely. Happy to do that. You bet.
All right. So we're going to thank our sponsors, right?
We want to be known as America's mortgage company for veterans and active duty service people. Some of them are help those people at this point in time. It's a labor of love. It's a noble service.
Awesome. So we're back. So Admiral Lynch, thank you. By the way, that was Admiral Lynch we have on the air that was, of course, one of our partners here at the Step Up America Foundation. And Admiral Lynch, you say, and, in your advertisement, you keep bringing up the word a noble purpose and a noble heart, which I find absolutely incredible because we need more people like that, especially in the business world these days, right? So I'm
Could not agree more.
Yeah, and let me all right, so I'm going to share a little dirty laundry with you, Admiral.
Uh-oh.
You all right with that?
Go ahead.
All right, so I
Sure.
recently went through a divorce probably, over a year ago, about a year and a few months, right? And during the situation, I had to sell my house. I'm a veteran, okay? I had a VA loan at the time. But I had to sell the house, and just because I didn't know, I'm trying to figure out my life, right? So I'm renting right now. But come July, this former Air Force veteran might be looking to buy a house. Walk me through if I were to call you at New Day USA. What can I expect as a veteran?
You can expect, first of all, to be treated with dignity, deference, and respect, with total honesty. And I'm on TV for this company and our employees telling the world that if you're a veteran and you call us, we can put you in a home without $1 out of your pocket. And you say, well, how can that be? And the way it works is that you would call and we would talk to you, and within the first hour, you tell us what your financial status is. We could then check your FICO score, and we have our own analytics here, and we can return around within an hour or two to tell you we will guarantee you this. If everything you told us is true, and we will guarantee you this loan for $250,000. Let's say, and this will be it's almost like walking, and then what we do is then say, now what we'd like to do, we have an entity that we work with called Home Buyers Connect, and they've got about 3,000 or 4,000 realtors around the country, and many of them are veterans themselves. We like to get more and more veteran realtors, and so we tell that realtor, I have this veteran, John, here comes John, and he's been approved for a $250,000 loan from us, guaranteed. So that realtor then can go to a homeowner and say, you have a home for sale. You see it's home for sale for $250,000. I have a buyer that has $250,000 in his pocket. However, he's a veteran, and we have told him that he does not have to pay $1 out of his pocket. So you, Mr. Homeowner, if your appraisal comes in at $250,000 or higher, we will pay you full. My client will pay you full price. However, he is a veteran. We want no money out of his pocket, so you have to pick up the closing cost. And that works in 7 or 8 out of 10 because if you are selling your home, you don't want to be haggling. You want somebody that comes in that really, you don't know when Joe Blow walks in. So I want to buy your house. You don't know if Joe Blow has got the money in the bank, or if he's going to qualify for the loan, or how long does it take to get through. You don't know what you're getting into. Then the next thing you'll do is start haggling about the price. You're asking $250. I'm going to give you $230 or $240, and you're back and forth. But in our case, we walk in and say, "Hey, we're going to pay full price. If it appraises at that, we will pay that." And this guy this veteran has I forgot what we call it. We used to call it the homeowner, the Admiral certificate or something like that. But it's a guaranteed loan. It's not a pre-approval or anything like that.
Right.
It is a fully approved document based on what you tell us is true. I mean, if you really have this employment, you don't have any severe credit issues, you haven't had any bankruptcies or things like that,
right,
then you're golden. And so that's the way we do it. And we work and we want to help every veteran we can. Our goal is to get every veteran a home that we can. And we have a little saying around here: "You made our dreams possible. We want to make yours so possible." So that's kind of what it's all about, and that's the way it works. And right now, I think we're just gearing up. We just started this program about a year ago, and it takes a while to gear up and everything. But we're selling, I think, about 200 loans a month now. We want to get that up to 500, and then 1,000, and then just keep going from there. So that's where we are.
Yeah, that's incredible. And the fact that you actually go out and can negotiate zero closing costs is incredible.
It's a huge
because, when I sold my house, Admiral, you know how much money I lost in closing costs? It's absolutely absurd. It's insane. So is it the same way with refinancing? If I owned a home and I wanted to refinance it, would I expect to have minimal closing costs or zero? Is it kind of the same type of situation? Because I know refi is one of your big products.
Yeah, refi, cash out refi And now I think some of the new regulations, and I'm not quite 100% sure, but we used to always advertise 100% loan to value. But I think the VA and FHA both put limits on that. And for a veteran, it's got to be can't be more than 90%. So we give you 90% of your loan to value.
Right.
We can refi and then give you 90% of that out. So and again, it depends on which state you're in and what the closing costs will be, and a VA loan has the VA itself, and I think it's a 2.25% fee that goes back to the VA. So it's not no money out of pocket. I mean, it's going to cost you some money to get your money and then to refi the house. But if anybody that's right now, we've got loans at 2.25%.
Yeah.
And I, for one,
now's the time to do it, right?
But look at this. In January of 1981, I had orders to the Pentagon, moved into Northern Virginia, and paid 21% for a VA home loan. And I did everything but lie to get that loan. I was just so thankful I got a loan because I didn't have to put any money down. I didn't have any money to put down. So just to be able to get in the home that my family wanted and my wife wanted, it was a new home in Northern Virginia, and that's not an inexpensive area.
No,
but,
sir.
She really wanted the script system and everything like that. So, but I was very thankful. That was 21%. I was happy to get it.
Right.
Today, as low as 2.25%. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, and that's why we've had the best year we've ever had in the history of the company right now, because the veterans are like anybody else. Hey, is there a deal out there that's going to be best for me? And if they're at 4, 5, 6% loan, and they can get one even 3.5%, and they can get it down to 2.25%.
Right.
That's $50, $75, $100 a month, which adds up in a big hurry. So it's good.
No, that's incredible. Admiral Lynch, you and I were talking a little bit before we actually got on this program about Northern Virginia. Do you mind me asking you where you lived in Northern Virginia?
Sure, it's Great Falls, Virginia.
Okay.
By Wolf Trap.
Yep, I know exactly where it's at. Went to many concerts there. So I grew up in Burke, the Fairfax area.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah,
well,
I think my dad was actually at the Pentagon about the same time you were. Matter of fact, so
I was. I had
Small world.
my first time in the Pentagon was 75 to 77, and I kicked and screamed and tried to do everything I could to avoid duty in the Pentagon, but that didn't work. Then I had another tour there in the early 80s, and then my last tour there was in 95, so 94 to 95. So I've had my time in the barrel, as they said, because they say you only work half days in the Pentagon, 7 to 7, and that's you're there at your desk working at 7 o'clock, and you don't think about wrapping up until after 7 at night.
Right. And
then Saturdays is a working day, and sometimes Sunday. So, yeah, I know all about the Pentagon, and I know why you want to avoid it too. But,
I know. Sergeant Major Myers can probably attest to that as well. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, to our listeners out there, if you're a veteran and you've been listening and you're thinking about refinancing or buying a new home, I think you would be absolutely foolish not to reach out to New Day USA and find out what they have to offer. Number one, because they do have a noble purpose, and they train their employees to have noble hearts and take care of veterans. They go through intensive training. All of these young people they're bringing in go through this incredible mentoring program with elite military people that happen to be on our board of directors, so I know them personally, and they're fabulous people. I wouldn't have, you couldn't have picked a better group of individuals to mentor these young people. And not only that, you're dealing with a company that just has that noble purpose, which you don't find very often in corporate America these days. I mean, it just doesn't happen. And service, I Admiral Lynch and Sergeant Major Myers, being veterans and myself being one, the motto, service before self, right? And I think that carries over into what New Day USA is actually doing out there for our veterans. Would you agree, Sergeant Major Myers?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I would like to say this, Admiral Lynch. Thank you for all the veterans that have taken advantage of the opportunity and those that have not, because all too often, as you realize, some of the enlisted young men and women don't have the opportunity to own their home because of, as you stated, FICO scores and things of that nature. And they get involved with unscrupulous lenders, and for the rest of their lives, let alone career, perhaps are threatened because they can't pay what they have signed up for. So again, thank you, and thank New Day for all that you do for our veterans.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Sergeant Major. And that's what John was saying earlier. That hey, look, I'm not. At my age, I'm going to be 79 here shortly, so I don't need to be here. I'm here for one reason. That's because of the veteran. And so my only point is, if the veteran is out there and he's looking to buy a home or he's looking to refi, he wants to do something with his home mortgage, this takes a call to us. I don't say we have to do the business. We may turn him down, but he can compare what he's been told by another vendor to what we do. I just want him to get the best deal. If I can help a veteran, we help a veteran. I can help a veteran by telling him what we do, and he's, well, you're too expensive, or I can get a better deal here. Wonderful. Go for it. If you can make that happen, I want them to have that. So, yeah, we're here, like I say, we're here to make a buck, obviously. That's what a capitalist society is all about. But if you can make a buck and help people that need the help at the same time, then you're really doing something worthwhile. And that's what we do. And like I said, if you can find it somewhere else, I want to help them. But we always just tell them. And we'll tell them on the phone. If you can get that interest rate, or you can get that with one discount point or something like that, go for it. That's a great deal. Take it. So I appreciate you watching that.
Yeah, no, and it's funny, Admiral, when you were talking about what you start your young employees out at, I saw Adrian sitting next to me, who happens to be 26 years old, and he started scribbling notes real quick. I was like, what are you doing over there, kid? You better settle down.
No, John, I'm not leaving just yet, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, you might have somebody calling you looking for a job here named Adrian Garcia, but I do not recommend him, Admiral, without any doubt. So,
really, John?
Yeah. No, I'd like to hold on to him, but anyway, no, that's awesome, Admiral Lynch. And I'm telling you what, Admiral Lynch, what you're doing, what you're doing for New Day USA, still working at age 79. God bless you, and giving back, right? Thank you.
Much as I can.
Yeah, thank you so much. And
thank you for going above and beyond to definitely take care of our veterans. We really appreciate that.
So, Admiral Lynch, I want to step away from New Day USA just real quick. We got to end this show. But would you come back and talk to me a little bit about your football career, your time at Navy, and maybe get Cal Ripken Jr. on the line with you? You think we could make that happen?
Yeah, I would love to do that. I think Cal would do that. If you, what I'll have you do is just send me an email and say, hey, really enjoyed having you on the show. And you mentioned how Cal Ripken help start your TV program and what New Day is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any possibility of getting him on the show with me? And I'll forward it to him and ask him to join me on the call with you, and we'll set it up.
Yeah,
be an awesome
we'll see
show.
if we can't get Ryan to pop in the studio, too, my nephew that plays for the Orioles. He's had the opportunity to meet Cal a couple times, and no, that would be awesome. Admiral Lynch, you're going to get an email here in about 5 minutes.
Oh, I'll be looking forward to that show for sure.
Yeah, so
that's good. That's good with me.
Awesome.
Cal Ripken is the salt of the earth. He's a tremendous human being, and he too. He's got his foundation
right.
that we support here at New Day. He tries to do what he can, and when he was an active spokesman for us, I mean, he never went out of his way to help the veterans as much as he could, and so he's my hero. I mean, he's just a tremendous person and tremendous guy. And now we have John Harbaugh, the coach of the Ravens,
right?
Which has got a tough. It's going on about right now. I guess they're going to play here in about half an hour.
Yeah.
At the Steelers, which is a big game, and John Harbaugh is the soul of the earth too. Just tremendous people, just tremendous people.
No, that's incredible. So, Adrian, if somebody wanted to go out to New Day's website and find more information about all the incredible services they offer when it comes to buying a new home, refinancing, etc., how can they go about doing that?
For all the listeners out there, it is as easy as going to newdayusa.com.
Awesome. Admiral Lynch, we can't thank you enough for your time. I know you're a busy man, and expect an email from me in the next, realistically, I got to get in the car and drive home, so it'll be about 30 minutes or so, Admiral. So.
That's quite all right. Thank you, John, and thank you, Adrian, and thank you, Sergeant Major Myers. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys.
No.
And Noah behind the screen there, too.
Yeah.
The shout out by the guest.
Yes, I know. You just made Noah's day.
I know.
That's the first time one of our guests has said thank you at the end of the day. So
Oh,
incredible.
Yeah. I know who makes the things happen over there.
Awesome. Admiral Lynch, thank you so much. And to all of our listeners out there, go back and listen to this program over and over and over again and find out more about New Day USA at their website. And if you're a veteran, you need to check them out. Period.
And once again, the website is newdayusa.com.
Excellent. Admiral Lynch, God bless you. Sergeant Major Myers, I'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure. Noah, Adrian, be safe. And to all of our listeners out there, God bless, be safe. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone out there.
Thank you, guys. Take care.